spared from negativity. In the Odus of Ose Meji, we learn how another example of how the divinity didn't listen to what Orunmila has to say about approaching money. The Odu Ose Meji is an Odu of prosperity. Odu Ose Meji is an Odu of long life. Odu Ose Meji is an Odu of overcoming challenges. I pray if I will see in his mercy to continue to bless his children, and that whatever we lay our hands on will be fruitful. In the Odu Ose Meji, who actually is one of the oldest Odu, but sometimes age does not matter in life. Otura Meji told us that. And in Ose Meji, we see that age does not matter. Even though Ose Meji was an old Odu, we still find him way, way in the back, second to the last in the Olodu, the major Odu, the combination, the major Odu, which are the double Odu. It was the second to the last. The last one is Ose Meji. Now, in the spirit world, according to Osamaro, Odu Ose Meji is called Ose Meji, one that overcomes double Ogun. To share Ogun is a victory. Ogun is a war. To become victorious twice. Osegun is the one that becomes victorious. It was known in the spirit world as Ose Meji. And Ose Meji, it was known in the spirit world as a very strong and brute. Is a brute. It was strong, which is how when Ifa explained it to us, the reason why we cast Ifa, Ose Meji is one of the reasons why we cast Ifa, which means we are Shankpele, which means we are Daifa. That means to wrestle and pin down. Hence, Andaifa, when we are casting Ifa, we are Andaifa, which means we are wrestling whatever problem that might be coming to us that Ifa is going to help us solve. In the Odus of Ifa, when we see Ose Meji, we say, Sese Olongo, Olongo Sese, Alara Dami Osanwo, Sese Olongo, Olongo Sese, Ajero Dami Osanwo, Sese Olongo, Olongo Sese, Owarangon Agadami Osanwo, Sese Olongo, Olongo Sese, Alara cast me and he paid money. Sese Olongo, Olongo Sese, Ajero cast me and he paid money. Sese Olongo, Olongo Sese, Owarangon Agadami and paid money. When we are doing Ifa, and we cast this Ifa, especially with the Ike, the Awo will tell the person to cover the Odu that is marked on the tray with 2 pieces of money. We always cover it with one on the right and one on the left. And the Awo will take that money. That's the essence of how prosperous Ose Meji is. Whoever we cast Ose Meji for, we will say they are going to be prosperous. They are going to be meet with major challenges in their life, and they are going to live long if they can do everything that Ifa prescribed for them. Ose Meji is a very prosperous, is a very, very, very good Odu. Now, Ose Meji, when he was coming from the spirit world, he went to an Awo called Orokun Aro Oshemunu. Orokun Aro, he said the knee of a cripple cannot bend. Is the name of the Awo who cast Ifa. He also the one that cast the same Ifa for all the divinities. He cast Ifa for all the divinities. When money was coming to earth, money came to earth they are the divinity who ask for money because they want a medium of exchange. And God decided not to send money. And when money decided to be coming now, Orunmila, they all gathered and Orunmila told them, we should go and ask about this money that is coming. Many, Ogun is the brute, Chokmana, Shango, all of them, because they are strong. They don't believe there's any reason why when you are going to be casting for food you are going to eat. The God is already giving you the food. Now you're going to be casting. Is this food going to be good or not? Ogun said, no, I don't believe in all that. Chokmana, all of them, none of them did. Only Orunmila. Orunmila said, okay, if you are going to be that way, I'm going to wait and go to Ifa. And if Orunmila went to Ifa, went to the cripple's knee cannot bend, does not bend. And then I will advise Orunmila to make sacrifice. That this money that is coming, and they should be careful with it to make offerings of pigeons and hens and rats and fish. And my battery is doing this. Anyway, they refused to make divination. And Orunmila stayed home and decided, I'm not going to go with you. So they all trooped in and went to money. Money descended like a cowrie shell all the way to the ground from the spirit world. Ogun has already fashioned a shovel and a digger to scoop his own share. When he got there, he started digging, and shoveling. And the money just came down as an avalanche on top of it. The same way money came down on all the divinities, and money filled them there. In Ose Meji, when we cast Ose Meji was somebody, we will say, oh, if you are chasing after something, you have to do it with diligence, do it with patience. Do not rush. Do not do it in a hurry, because such things that you do in a hurry is going to cause your demise. The same way it caused demise for Ogun, for Shango, for Obaluaye, for all the divinities, even Olokun. When Orunmila went there, before he went there, he went to Ifa again, and Ifa told him to make offerings of match yam, to make offerings of a goat to issue, to build a ladder, and use the U-boats to nail it down on all the four corners of where money is. After Orunmila make all his offerings and spread the match yam all around the pile of money, he rests his ladder on the side of the money and use all the U-boats to pin them down. And then he started to climb. He climbed up to the top now and then started to excavate money from the top. And he was excavating, he was taking them to his house. He was excavating, he was taking them to his house. That's how Orunmila's house was filled with money. At the end now, he found all the divinities. Ogun was there with 4 cowrie shell on his chest. Chokmana with 16 cowries on his chest. That is how money left the money on their chest. Orunmila took all the money and put them in a sack. In that sack, after he got home and all the children of the divinities were crying and weeping, Orunmila just called them and said, you don't need to cry. This is what your father left for you. Every time you want to reach him, just use it. That's why people that worship Ogun only cast 4 pieces of cowries. People that worship Chokmana, Shango, they cast 16 cowries. And even that 16 cowries, they have to learn it from Oshun. Oshun is the one that taught Shango how to form art of divination, which she learned from Orunmila. Another will be talking about that. Ose Meji is a very prosperous. It advised us when we cast Ose Meji that if we are looking for prosperity, not to be in a rush doing it, that slowly it will come to us and we will be blessed with it if we can persevere and take care of it. Ose Meji in the spirit world He was a strong person who is a wrestler. He wrestles. When he goes here, he wrestles. When he goes there, he wrestles. Even though he's an Awo, he had many surrogates, many Awos around him, but he concentrates more on going to wrestle here and there. And every time he wrestles, he has nothing. He got nothing for it. He got nothing for it. Because if you beat somebody now in a contest, who is going to pay you? That person is not going to give you anything. He wrestled Alara, he wrestled Ajero, he wrestled all the divinities, especially Ogu, and he always pinned them down. For that purpose, all the blessings and the goodness that is dished out from the spirit world, they all elude him if they don't come to him, because they said, oh, he doesn't allow anybody around him. He's always going to fight us. He's going to pin us down. He's going to fight us. He's going to do this because he's strong and big. So he wasn't prosperous. In the spirit world, he was told to go and make offerings so that he can learn how to be. He refused to make offerings. So one day, another contest is up, and he is being the strongest one. He's there to fight. Nobody can challenge him. He has to be the one that challenges others. So he challenged Ogu and says, Ogu is the strongest. Nobody is as strong as him. Because he did not listen and make offerings, he should turn his eyes on him. Because every time, and I would say, oh, make offering. He refused. She was asking who was told to make offering every day, every single day. And those who do, they should bless them. Those who did not, they should ask why they have not, by whatever they say. At this contest, Ogu was able to pin him down, and he was so ashamed. He was so ashamed that he told Ogun to cut off his head. He told Ogun to cut off his head. But Eshu, who is there, who is actually looking after him and wanting him for not offering to punish him. When Ogun cut off his head, he found himself in the spirit world, in the earthly, in this world. He came to this world. Because he refused to make offerings in the spirit world, when we come to earth, all the offerings we do at Igodi, all the things that we are doing when we look at it, are some of those things we are supposed to do in the spirit world to help compensate for any negativity, anything that could obstruct our. So when he came to earth, he was born to an old parent. They didn't even think they were going to have children anymore. So he was a young boy when his parent died. So he had to be living life where he had to take care of himself. So he was a wrestler. He wrestles everywhere, wrestles here. So everywhere he wrestles, he wins. Everywhere he goes to the 16 athlete kings at that time, and he was pinning them down. Meanwhile, being the best in what he does, he still never prosper, because after you pin them down, nobody's going to give him anything. So when Ifa wants to bless somebody in their path, when a Ori or guardian angel wants to bless us, our guardian angel is our deity of that we are initiated with, that you took to the forest of it, that you cast. Now, when Ori wants to help you, it will push you close to get to have another opportunity to find out what you need to do to solve whatever negativity that is affecting us on this earth. Hence, meeting up with Ifa. He came, Ose Meji came, meet up with Ifa again. Ifa, they asked him to make offering of what he should take. He did all the offerings.
You frozen, Baba.
Okay, I'm sorry. Issue turned into Allah and told Allah and said, that is forbidden. You can never pin such an elder down. Problem. Allah was so. And immediately the whole heaven and earth was shaking. The land is splitting. Different thing was happening. And Allah quickly said, what we need to do, what we need to do. The elder said, oh, you have to give 200 pieces of cow, 200 pieces of man, 200 pieces of women, 200 pieces of every blessing that will ever be. That is how Allah went quickly and bring all this and everything calmed down. That's how Ose Meji became prosperous. He went the same to Ajero. He went the same to Owarobaga. He went the same to the Oba Ado of Benin, and went all the to the six to Oni of Ife, all the way to the 16th king of the Yoruba land. And Ose Meji became very prosperous and have many people around him. When we cast Ose Meji for somebody, it is guaranteed that if they make their offering, they are going to be prosperous. Because it's one of the next to all of them are very prosperous and they all serve the same purpose. Next to Yogo, Ose Meji is number one in prosperity and longevity. Because according to Osamaro, Ose Meji needs to be the oldest of all the owls. Is the oldest, but became the youngest in the ranking, almost youngest next to Ofumeji, because of how he did not listen to the words of Ifa. But when he realized that, yes, listening to Orunmila, listen to what Ifa advised, and he does it, he should now continue to support him. He practiced. As soon as he became very wealthy, he decided that he's going to be resting. He knew no other profession. And he just all he does. That's all he does. That's all he does. And he also have many surrogates with him that are going to help him do divination for other people. Also, maybe he made divination for Akinyele, the famous chief in the town of Iwere, who had a dream. He saw a man with a horn carrying a gun on his shoulder, guarding a gate of a house. That house was filled with treasure. So Akinyele, when he woke up now, and somebody was telling him in the dream that, that all those treasure belongs to you. When he woke up now, he went to Ifa. And Ifa told him that is prosperity. That prosperity is coming to him. So that he should go and make offering to the night, make offering, and Akinyele make this offering. And he became of the king. Akinyele became a king. So Ose Meji cast for Akinyele. Ose Meji did divination for Olubadan of Ibadan. That is the Odu that was used to set up the town of Ibadan. If you say which town was created, which means a very prosperous town. Ibadan is a very prosperous city. It is the Odu that cast for the town of Ibadan. And Ibadan spread. Ibadan is another city in Nigeria. It's the Odu that was making. Ose Meji makes divination for Olokun. Olokun was very beautiful. She was so beautiful. No other entity was as beautiful as her. And then, because of her beauty, In the spirit world, she was told to make offering. It was Ose Meji that made offering for her in the spirit world. Yahweh was called Jejeje, and then she never made offering because, as beautiful as I am, who else is going to be, not like me? When he came here, he didn't make offering to just veil her so that nobody can see her beauty to be married. Because they all say, oh, she's beautiful. But she's too much for me. She's beautiful. But she's too much for me. I cannot marry. And up to that, who never found a husband. Until she came about on Sept, was Yahweh, who cast for Olokun and asked Olokun to make offering. After Olokun made the offering of a pot, and Olokun had Ose Meji made harvest some plants that he used to make a bath for her. And when he bathed, all the veil was removed from her. And soon afterwards, people see her and see her as a person they can associate with. And she had ended up marrying a king. She married a king and had many children. And Olokun became the person that could be married. Ifa married Olokun. That's when we say, we're talking about Ifa now, we're talking about Ose Meji, we're talking about Orunmila himself. Do you understand what I mean by you talking about Ifa, we're talking about Ose Meji, we're talking about Orunmila himself. Because Orunmila is the wisdom. Ifa is the wisdom itself. Orunmila is the deity who uses the wisdom of Ifa to help the world and help the divinity. People never, that's why they call him Apoyoyo. Even the divinities didn't count Orunmila's words as anything. And we see it in the world today that many people do not count Ifa's words as anything. For those who know Ifa, who follow it and see the blessings and the goodness in it, knows what Ifa and Orunmila truly is. Hence, is the deity of those who follow the truth, and who know the truth, that the truth will always be the one that sets us. One of the personal experiences of Ose Meji became a very famous and prosperous, according to some of it. He was not aware that one of his wives was a witch. There is no way in the culture, in the tradition, where an Awo say, oh, if an Awo have 2 or 3, 4 wives, one of them will be a witch. There's no way. In the Yoruba culture, all women are witches. But doesn't mean that they are witches that will destroy. They are witches that will destroy. Even though they are, and they do. All we do, but we just pray and interact with them as the mothers that will do good with the blessings that they have. Because it's a blessing. It's an extra power. So, in the old days of Ose Meji, when we cast Ose Meji, we will say, Akoda, Awo Elerupe, Odorigi, Awo Adoro, Akoda, Awo Elerupe, the diviner of the sun, Odorigi, the diviner of the one that caused pain, is the one that divine for Orunmila. When 3 entities said they are going to kill Orunmila, Orunmila said they cannot kill him because he himself has masters who are stronger than him. Now, Orunmila ran quickly to the birds inside the termite mound. Orunmila quickly went to the birds that flew into the wall from the termite mound. Orunmila and the bird of the left side, the bird that comes out of the termite mound, asked Orunmila to go and bring the white kola. The bird that is in the Tamil man asked Orunmila to bring red kola. The bird of the left side asked Orunmila to bring alligator pepper. They use all these three things to make egiri, which is a kind of concoction for Orunmila. And they said to Orunmila that a tortoise does not feel a headache, and a snail does not feel liver pain. It says they told Orunmila that the fishes under the sea do not feel cold, that no harm will come about Orunmila. Orunmila went to them. He knew them. So they are the mothers of Orunmila himself. That is how nothing can hurt Orunmila, even through the witches. There's other Odu that describe of how Orunmila interacts with them. He interacts with them in many different ways. Even when they were, remember, we learned it when they were trying to kill Obatala, and Obatala ran all the way to Orunmila town. And all the witches on the side of Orunmila town, and he started to kill the witches until one of them went and hid under Orunmila's Ifa. And anything that hide under Ifa is protected. That is how the only one was spared. Obatala asked Orunmila to spare them, that he will make sure that which will not cause any problem anymore. But I mean, look at the earth today. They still cause problems because they overpopulate, and the ones that will go negative will still go negative. But when we say Orunmila is the husband of the witches, of wizards, is the husband of Emeru. This is their, what are Emeru? They have name I don't know, the women of the water, or women of the forest, spirits that possesses people and confuse their land. Emeru. They have names or whatever they are called. They can come in negative form to people, and they can come in positive because they are not human. They just possess human body. The spirit is of the other world that interacting with us, which is a spirit of the other world too, interacting among them in the chain of humans. That's witches. Nobody can say there's no witches. Witches are there. If when we come to Africa, we go to Abeokuta. I have posted an event in the city of Abeokuta where the congregation of the witches were celebrating. And so you know that, yes, that is the energy of the spirit that recognizes the spirit of the mother. I mean, we don't see them. Are we not going to be so afraid that can cause problem for us if we are seeing the spirit? People will go mad. So slightly they can interact and show us a little bit or true things that we can feel that, yeah, spirits are there. But if we have to interact with them immensely, people go crazy because you cannot. The fear can be too much and turn somebody mad. The spirit, the world. If I told us the world of the spirit and the world of the humans are not the same. We can only take a bit of it, like slight example into what slight feeling is what we feel. If you feel spirit, your head will be so big, you might even drop down there and just collapse. We can feel it. I mean, sometimes people are mounted and the spirit will come and manifest a bit with drums and they will give messages and go. We just did other research and lots of different people are mounting. When there are ceremonies, different ladies, Olokun, Oloshun, Yemoja, all of them, the mount will come and they will give messages to us through those disciples. So they are ladies. Yeah. But the world of the spirit is not ours. We only take and feel a little bit of it. So Orunmila in Ose Meji married a witch who he did not know, and eventually, with offerings and sacrifice, she turned out to be a person that actually supports Orunmila and used her witchcraft to support and have many more children for Orunmila. So Orunmila is not. Those ones who use their energy for good things will always be blessed. Ifa does not kill anyone. Many of you will learn where Orunmila will not kill anybody. He will all the other deities will fight on his behalf. Ogun fight on his behalf, Shango fight on his behalf, and do work for Orunmila because they're all indebted to him. Shango, in one of the ODs, Orunmila gave Ifa to Shango, and Shango abandoned the Ifa with Orunmila for many years. So Orunmila had to be the one taking care of it. So when the Odu comes, or somebody casts out the Igbodu, the Awos will look at the person and look at the Oluwo and say, hey, this person, you have to pray that he doesn't abandon his Ifa. After many years of suffering, he's still going to come back. So you cannot abandon. You have to keep helping him, advising or her that this will do. Because it happened to Shango himself. Shango was in desperation when he went, and Orunmila helped him and gave Ifa to him, almost paying for it himself. He borrowed. Shango came with no money. He had nothing. But he's at his last week. But Orunmila gave the Ifa to Shango. After a while, Shango abandoned the Ifa and left him. And Shango and Orunmila took care of the Ifa for many years, 16 years. And when Shango came and met Orunmila again, Orunmila was going from one town, in a town where there's a mighty tree in front of a palace, that when they cut this tree, it grows again. Every deity has come there to do it. And then they call on Orunmila and said, Orunmila, we've heard that you are the Awo who can do this. And Orunmila didn't know what to do. He said, let me see. He's going there. On his way, he was worried. He was so worried. As he was going, Shango just met him and he said, so Shango, I don't know what to do. This is what task I have ahead of me. Shango said, don't worry. You be going there. Prescribe what you need to prescribe. After you make the sacrifice, you will hear from me. As soon as Orunmila made the sacrifice, Shango sends lightning to just split the tree right open, and the tree was moved from that same spot into another spot. That is how Shango paid back Orunmila. So in Ifa, when somebody casts that specific Odu, we will say, oh, he might abandon his Ifa for you. You as an Oluwo, you continue to help maintain it, continue to sustain the Ifa, so that because the person is coming to give you, bless you in return in the future, even though they have done something that doesn't make you happy by abandoning the Ifa. So perseverance is what Orunmila advised us to have. In Ose Meji, Ifa also, he was the longest living Olodu. There's one, and in the story, all the 15 Olodus, apostles of Orunmila, they always go every year to renew their old age, to renew their body, their youth. When they go by going to a specific stream to swim, they will dive in and they will swim, and when they come out, they are rejuvenated. So this year, Ose Meji was going and he decided, oh, I'm going to go for divination. He went for divination, and the Ifa said to do this, to do this, to do that, give a go to Ishku, that there are many blessings awaiting him where he was going by the river. And then he did. When they got to the river, now all the 16 Olodus were taking their jump, they were taking their dive, When they come to his turn now, he dove in the first time, and he came out with a dry fish and a wet fish on the left hand. He dove into the river again. After in his second dive, he went in there, he came out with a white cloth and a black cloth. And then he dove in again, he came out with cowrie shells and beads in his hand. So all the other Olodus now accuse him. They say, he's practicing magic. Because how come he's coming out with all these things out of the practicing magic? And it's forbidden to practice magic. Don't practice magic. And you're only as much as you. I'm only a wrestler. I didn't know Ifa as much as you. He says, I don't understand this. And then he went home and he went to Ifa to a cast, and they cast for him to find out what are the significance of this thing that he has. The significance of the fish that he will live long, or the white cloth that he will have prosperity, in the significance of the money that he will have abundance of everything, and he will live long on earth. And that is how Ose Meji became the longest living Olodi. He lived longer than even Ose Meji on earth. Live long. Now, when we cast off Ose Meji, we say this is going to be possible. They are going to overcome all the difficulties, challenges in their life. They are going to have wives. Asolokun was able to have a husband. They will be able to have children because they help. I've cast only 1 year when I did my farm. Ose Meji came, and I was told, oh, every time, like very soon, some people are going to come to me. Some women are going saying they're looking for children, wanting to have children. That all I need to do is mark Ose Meji and make certain incantation and have the woman go to the market and buy a hen that is laying. They must have egg inside. They will always know, they know that type of a hen in the market. When you see them, they know. They will sell it to you. You bring it home. The mark cook the hen and mark the OD, make the incantation in it, mix it with the hen after it's been cooked. The person will eat it, and they will have children. Twice in my lifetime, I have used that, apart from just using her, just use the fat that way, and they've had children. So I know if I is true, if I is the truth is the lie. If I is the lie. Once we can understand the OD that gave birth to us and know it, or as an hour casting for others and know the OD, if we follow the principles regarding why the person has come to us and make the specific offering that goes along with it, is the key. I will call it the key. If I have key, to have the key is to be able to unlock that. When you have the key, you unlock it and then you move into that place. So Ose Meji, OD of prosperity, OD of overcoming challenges, OD of living long, OD of having wife and a husband and children, even having a place to settle, because people in Ibadan were able to settle in Ibadan. People don't live in open fields. Ibadan means Ibadan, open field. He didn't come. He was calling me. Supposed to call me for morning. He said he's coming in the morning. Is he coming at night now? It's late at night. So I can make medicine or make herb for you at this time. He didn't call me all day in the morning. Anyways, I'm sorry about that. Nobody was discussing that. In a few minutes.
Okay.
Still frozen?
Yeah, I think what he's saying, I think a phone call is coming in.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, we're here.
Okay, I'm okay. I already talked to. So Ose Meji is a very good OD. When we cast Ose Meji, prosperity will come, happiness will come, joy will come. Such a person must not rush in life for anything. If a person is young and they're like, I need money, we tell them, do not, when we cast Ose Meji, we tell them, do not rush after money, because the person who rush after money, the same way they rush after money is how the money is going to kill them. And it happens all the time. Ogunda Boriede, Ogunda Ubi, Ogunda Sorifondo. People have Ogunda Bede. And the person is, they start the person, don't move. Do not accept other people's goods into your home, because they can accuse you. You can be taken as a person who is harboring thieves. Or you can be, it depends on how the OD comes. It can be, say, somebody is coming, you are going to be robbed if you not care. So it's mindful how you care for your properties and how you are, So the OD, they have keys, and those information on keys, understanding them, making the right offering, allows us to be able to live life of repair in a way that is like really supporting us. Because we have to be able to apply. We have to apply. It must be applicable to our life. Where what's the purpose of just knowing about it and not applying it in one thing? So when we understand the ODs, when we go to an hour and say, well, we have this issue, look at the far, they look at the far. Once you understand the ODs, you can read more into the ODs. Most people who understand the ODs and know the stories well will be able to tell you all the stories, and you will see the ones that are applicable to you. Rather than just saying, we are in the modern world here, some people who don't understand the concept just give general interpretation of the fact. You don't give general to go through the stories. If you are going on a journey, if I said to make offerings before you go on that journey so that you will meet with prosperity there. Because in this Ose Meji, Anawo was told not to go on a journey without making offering, but he never did. He went on that journey because the offering that he was supposed to make, so that somebody who is stronger than him will not take his property and everything that he earned on that journey, including his wife. And then he traveled with his wife. Every money and everything that he earned there, another person took it from him and took his wife. So when we cast Ose Meji for somebody and we say, oh, you are planning on go on a journey, you be careful so that you will not lose your belongings on this journey, or lose something that is important to you on this journey. If the person is not married, we're not going to prescribe that. If I will not make it in your mind and say, oh, somebody's going to take your wife on that journey. If I can put it in your mind to say, oh, be careful on this journey, make offerings so that when you are ready to go, that everything will be okay there. You will not lose some of your possessions, or somebody will not steal it from you or take it from you. So that is how we apply the OD. When we understand the stories, and the stories are very significant. Stories are significant, and then we understand what happened to them in the spirit world, what happened to them on earth, while we are. The reason why we cast Ifa, why we die Ifa means to rescue. To die Ifa means to rescue. Therefore, wrestle with Ifa. If you wrestle Ifa, you must pin Ifa down. You pin Ifa down, now Ifa now opens the path because you have pinned down the point of what Ifa has seen in your future. That is literally Ifa means we cast Ifa to know about pinning down the problem that is affecting us, and we use it to solve our issues in life. Therefore, Ose Meji is a good hour where we start Ose Meji for somebody, prosperity will come, happiness, joy will come, marriage will come, children will come, money, long life, everything will come. And once we have Ose Meji, we will listen to our advice and not say we are going to do whatever is in our heart as we want it. We will listen to advice. Oh, don't do that. Oh, do it this way. Do it this way. You ponder it. You ponder it and not just throw it away. That is ODS. Ose Meji. And Ose Meji is money. Ose Meji is protection. Offers protection. That the witches said they are not going to hurt. That prosperity said is going to be, the prosperity be because of Ache. Is anybody with me?
Benny.
Benny,
Benny.
I saw a blank here. I thought maybe I'm just speaking into blank air. It's so good. Because I think since I saw that figure, it has been a while, and I just kept talking because I just feel like we are late and we can share. Now let's open some questions. Let's ask questions.
About boy, Baba.
Boy, what you say? It's good to see you. It's good to see your face again.
Thank you, Baba. Same here.
Everything well?
Baba, I wanted to ask, are you able to send a short stanza? Maybe you could send it to Bukari on WhatsApp,
Yes.
or so you could share it with the
Okay.
group. To
On Ose Meji.
Fashion. Yeah, a short stanza for Ajay.
Ajay.
Right? Because when we
Ose Meji. Ose Meji is for Ajay.
Ose Meji.
Then Ose Meji said
For Ajay, because when we print the Odu of Ose Meji on our Opon, we want to pray to Ajay.
Then
just give us a small stanza that we could use.
I can do that. And then you will mark the Odu.
Yes.
You will mark the Odu on your face, and you will say the stanza. Before you do, you will have a banana, a small banana, not the plantain, the fresh banana, ripe one, ready to be eaten. You will have it, and you will peel it. After you say the stanza on it, you will use that Iyerosun to eat the banana. It says, what kilajenje lotu ife, koto yale awo ogede omini. Lajenje lotu ife. What does Ajay eat in the old Ife? Before it comes to the house of Anawo, it is the ogede, it is the banana omini that the Ajay eats before it comes into the house of first thing in the morning. If you can make that, you will see Ajay. I guarantee you. Sometimes I quickly wake up to recite Amadi, pray with it, and now it's very good because let life be ease. There for something to there. There means soft, ease, food. Let life be feeding for me. And that is what Ajay eats in the town only. No to Ife. Okay, so I will make an incantation, a short one.
Yes.
So that I'll write it up. So that you can use it with the banana as a form of. It's an incantation and it's a form of medicine that you can eat. You eat it every Monday. Monday is the day of prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
Monday is the day of you use it to open up the week in the morning. Yeah, I will do that. I will type it up and send it so that everybody can share. You can mark it on a white plate if you don't have a divining tray, and then with an Iyerosun, and then use it just a small piece. As long as you can see the markings, that's 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. The marking 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. So you just mark it and then make the incantation and then use the banana to scrape it up and eat it. You can also add it to water, but banana is the actual offering. And that's what we feed Ajay to. We feed Ajay banana, we feed Ajay cowries, we feed
Maybe he got another call again.
And if it's getting later so that the signal is dropping.
Could be. But yeah, as soon as you get the essay, please send it. Again, I would like to do that again. I remember you helping me through that Ifa Coyote.
Yes, I shall. Because I have some stanzas here, but it would be nice to have something that the Baba can give us.
But the last time he gave it to us, there was other Odus too, right? To mark before.
Yeah.
Ose Meji. Remember?
For Ajay, it's Ose Meji.
Ose Meji. Okay, so maybe there was something else related to first. Anyway, sorry, I don't remember.
Because usually diviners will always mark Oshe Tura.
Oshe Tura.
As the first Odu on the Opon, just because that is the Odu that represents communication between the divinities.
Yeah.
So they would always mark Oshe Tura first, and then Ejiobe being the first Odu of all the Odus,
Right.
and then they would mark the Odu the Odu with the intention. So
Okay. So when you take the Iyero soon, you mark them, and then every time you're using the same Iyero soon, you mark it. But then you said something like when you're done and there's excess, you basically move it together and you put your thumb in it to inactivate it.
Yeah, though that's when you're going to end the session.
Yes, that's so I mean incantation done, but when he says so ogede omini is not a regular banana, eh? When he said
No, it's supposed to be a small fig,
those
but
are the
we don't.
finger ones that they have, the finger bananas, but they sell them at I get them a lot at Costco.
Oh,
For pretty cheap. They're like $2 or something like that for a bunch. I usually give it to like Oshun and Ogun and Olokun. Well, Ajay is in Olokun as well. So, but I wanted to get to that with him, but he didn't discuss. But
yeah, I wanted to touch on that. I want to ask about the relationship of Olokun with Ajay, because from what I understand, my Rabbi, my Uluo had told me that Olokun is the king of wealth, right? Yeah. And Ajay being wealth itself, there's a relationship. I know there's some stories.
I sent a video of the Olori explaining it. But she's basically saying they're synonymous. There's no difference. It's just important. I want to tell you that. And when they make Olokun, Ajay is inside. Like my Olokun, Ajay is inside. And even the way he mentioned Olokun this time, he said as a female, like my Olokun presents itself to me as female.
Right.
Not male.
Not male.
Anyway, right. That's besides the point. It's really the Ajay is inside. Mm-hmm. Some people do it, I guess, separately, like he was saying, the calories, and maybe they have. I don't know what it is, but that's how I now reference Olokun as being like with Ajay inside. So, and I know that Monday is the day to start new endeavors, so that makes sense to do it on a Monday, right? Business.
Day of wealth, Monday.
What I was saying is to when you're finished and you have excess, right? You do normally what you do, and then you inactivate it,
right?
The pile in the middle, and then you put it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's just to say you're closing off the session.
Okay. I would like to get again the memory one, the Odus for the memory one that you put in water or in.
Oh yeah, Iwori Obara.
Let me write it down.
So Iwori Obara, that's
but there was okay.
So yeah, you would print Ose Tura first, and then you would print Ejiokbe, and then you would print Iwori Meji, and then you would print Obara Meji, and then your final print would be Iwori Obara.
Okay.
So you're going to be printing a total of 5 Odus. Like your final Odu will be Iwori Obara. And then you pray that Iwori Obara give you memory, always bring back memory, always remind me and stuff like that. Always, however you want to speak to the Odu, but I know there is stanzas for it. I just have to ask Baba to give the Iwori Obara incantation so that you can bring out the efficacy of it and then put it in water when you're done.
Yeah, I would like to give some to my mom. So this one for Ajay, Oshikura, Ejiogbe, and Ose Meji. Right. Okay. Makes good sense. I don't know that he's coming back. But
he's on. He's here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has been here for a while. He hasn't come. He's signed in, but I haven't heard him.
He's on mute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's probably busy talking to sorting some stuff out.
Right. Okay. Okay. Do you know any O'Shea for I have to give my children new Ide. So I have the Ide and I can make the Omiro, but I don't know if there's a
Usually